Growing up in India, my dad would always make this epic masala omelette. It had spices in it, chilies, onions, and then he would put some cheese in it. So it was an ooey gooey, delicious start for the day. Hi everyone, I am Maneet Chauhan and this is Maneet's Eats, where I break down how to make the best Indian dishes from the market to the dinner table. But before we head to the market, take a moment to subscribe to Food Network's YouTube channel so that you can check out more of my favorite recipes. I am at my local Indian market and shopping for ingredients for my Masala Omelet Sandwich. Now, one of the most important ingredients is a really good cheese, but it has to be an Indian cheese. Here we have it. This is a processed white cheddar cheese which works beautifully because it stands up to the spices that I'm going to be adding to the Masala Omelet Sandwich. Now, to make the Masala Omelet Sandwich even more delicious, we've got to add a dash of hot and sweet ketchup. This is an Indian spicy and sweet ketchup, which is delicious. It adds a depth of flavor to the sandwich. But hey, you can have this with anything. It is absolutely amazing. So for the masala omelette, what you need is masala. So masala is spices and flavorings. We are going to go ahead and cut a few vegetables. We'll start off with a red onion. Now, the reason why I like a red onion is because it has a little bit of sharpness. And you know what? Growing up in India, that's what Dad used. So I am carrying that recipe across. And then we will cut a few slits. Onions are done. Next, I am going to go ahead and chop up some Thai chili. Cut some tomato. I do not de-seed the tomato. I actually like the seeds of the tomato because when I am sauteing the onions, I want a little bit of that juice which comes from the seeds to work along with the onions. Next, we are going to cut a little bit of ginger. There is not a lot, just a little, but we are going to go ahead and peel it with a spoon. And just a touch of ginger, not too much. So in India, there are so many varieties of masala omelette. One of the funnest things is, as a street food, this is sold right outside train stations. A lot of people who are catching an early train, they stop by and they are street vendors who are making these masala omelettes. Everybody has their own signature, which they don't share with anyone. Masala omelette can be made in so many ways. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and cut some cilantro. We take some eggs and crack in a bowl. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some cilantro in this. Next, some milk goes in. Now, the reason why I add milk is that it gives it a little bit of creaminess. Just a little goes a long way. There are spices which are going to go in. We'll start with some salt. Then there is some Kashmiri red chili powder. Little bit of turmeric, which will make it nice and golden in color. Some garam masala and some pepper. Now we'll just whisk it together. Okay. Let's start cooking. Let's go ahead and heat a pan and add some butter. Okay, once the butter starts to melt, I'm going to go ahead and add some cumin seeds to it. And right now, as you can see, this is brown butter. In goes my onions, chilies, and ginger mixture. The reason why I want the butter brown is because I want to add an extra layer of nuttiness to this dish. I'm going to add the tomatoes to it. So we'll cook this for a minute or so till the time the tomatoes start breaking down. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and add the egg mixture. I went around to make sure that all the onions and the tomatoes are nicely covered with the egg. Let's go ahead and grab some bread. Use your favorite bread. I do like a nice white bread to go along with this. Put it in the egg and turn it. Heat level needs to be at medium because we don't want the egg at the bottom to burn. Now we are just going to let this cook. So cover it for around 2 to 3 minutes till the time the egg is set. The eggs look like they have set. And now we're going to flip it. We're going to flip the whole thing, right? And then stuff it with some Indian cheese. So get a fish spatula. Goes all the way under and, okay. Then you take the part which is hanging over the bread. You turn it over. Cut this in between the two breads. Oh, it looks good enough to eat right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some cheese to it. Now this is Indian processed cheese. It's called Amul cheese. As a kid, this was the only cheese that I knew growing up. So just be generous with the amount of cheese that you are adding. The cheesier, the better. And now we are going to slowly cook both sides till the time the cheese melts. Nicely toast the bread in butter on both sides. Go ahead and flip the sandwich. Oh, come on. Okay, here we are. Just look at the ooey gooey cheese. So with a masala omelette, I have to have it with an Indian hot and sweet ketchup. It is absolutely amazing, adds a little bit of spice and sweetness to it. And hey, this is how I enjoy it. This is so good. You get the creaminess and the sharpness of the cheese first. The sweet and spicy combination of this ketchup over this masala omelette sandwich completes the entire bite. There's a little bit of the bite from the onions. There is spice coming from the Thai chili, the citrus quality of the turmeric, the herbaceousness of the cilantro. Please try it and let me know how yours turned out to be. And don't forget to subscribe to Food Network's YouTube channel for more of my go-to Indian recipes. See you soon.